What's going on, guys? Master Blaster here. I'm going to go over the latest patch release for Battlefield 3 September 4th. A number of weapons have had their reload timers adjusted to better fit their animation and gameplay balance. The ones that seem to stick out to me is the AEK and the Scar L and the F2000. I think probably the AEK is probably going to be the go-to weapon over the M16A3 now because I haven't gone into it yet, but the M16A3, the recoil has been increased on it, so I probably think people are going to start turning to the AEK and the F2000 more now. Okay, now onto the damage output range adjustments. Some of the things that stick out are the UMP. They've increased the close range damage of it, which is much needed because it's not good in any aspect whatsoever. The M1911, they've increased the minimum damage. Yeah, they need to do that, try to compete with the Magnum. They reduced the 93 R's damage and range. I guess I could see that, being needed. But they've counteracted that pretty much by reducing the recoil. So I haven't tried it yet. We'll see how that works out. The AA is stronger against infantry now. Since the last patch, they pretty much nerfed it where all it did was tickle infantry. So it was pretty much useless against infantry. I like how they've increased the buckshot and close range damage because sometimes when I run around with the buckshot, if you're no more within like spitting distance, it doesn't do jack to them. Okay, now on to two guns are probably the favorite guns of the assault and the engineer is the M16A3 and the M4A1. They have increased the recoil of both. I don't know how significant it is yet, but if it is, I'm probably, I've quit playing with the M16A3 for a while because I know it's the best gun, and past dictates that DICE loves mucking with good guns, so I didn't even bother playing with that after a while, and I just turned exclusively to the AEK. And so luckily they've reduced the reload time, which was really the downfall of the AEK. So that's what you have to do with these games. You have to stay away from the good guns and just pick a gun that's just below it because they probably won't muck with it. But yeah, so they've increased the recoil of the M16A3. The M4A1, I'll probably still use that because there's not a gun that I like that has the that's able to control as well as the M4A1. Even probably with the increase of the recoil, it's probably going to be my go-to gun. Now onto the miscellaneous weapon changes. One thing that stands out to me is the Stinger and Igla now lock onto air vehicles at both lower altitudes and longer distances. Well, basically, I thought before the Stinger and Iglas were OP, but seems like they've buffed them even more. So I've pretty much given up getting into little birds and attack choppers since the last patch. So this is not going to really bother me. But if you are one that did before, you probably want to do it now. Is not get into little birds or attack choppers. Let's see what else. They reduced the aim accuracy. Increased the aimed accuracy bonus of the ACW. That thing was already, it shoots like a laser, so this is going to really help you if you do use ACWR. They've increased the firing rate and reload time of the Rex. I think they're just trying to get the Rex and the Magnum basically the same. Alright, now into weapon fixes. There really isn't anything that stands out to me, as you can see for yourself. Yeah, it's just little tweaks here and there. Now on to vehicle-related tweaks and fixes. One of the things I really think they're going to get a backlash from doing is removing flares from the gunner position in the helicopters. The flares hardly worked at all, but when they did, they're a bonus, and especially if you're working with somebody in communications, it can become effective. So I think it was a bad move on them to get rid of the flares in the gunner position on the helicopter. Air radar now shows friendly vehicles. That's really handy if you're especially in a jet. You and your teammate are going after one jet. I mean, I don't know how many times I've died just by colliding with my own teammate. Let's see. they've gotten rid of the laser designator unlock for the scout heli if you're the pilot. Now only the co-pilot can use it. That's going to be a problem. If you don't play with somebody on a regular basis, you're not going to be able to have the laser painter for the little birds. So that's going to be that's a big nerf for the little birds. Change the reload behavior between the tanks to fire 2 shots from different weapons quickly, one right after the other. Say, like, if you're using your regular shell, then you switch over to the canister shell real quick. It seems like they put a delay into when you can fire that, so that's going to be that's a big nerf in respects to that. Now on to the UI related tweaks and fixes. One thing that stands out to me is they finally fixed the spawn menu where it appears when you revive, so that won't be popping up anymore. I know the PC guys, they had a problem with getting rid of that, but for console players, all you had to do was hit your start button and then back again, and it would disappear. So I'm really sure that the PC guys are really going to love that one. Okay, and finally onto the miscellaneous tweaks and fixes. I'm just putting this up there because it's part of the notes, but nothing really stands out to me, as you can read yourself. So yeah, if you like this, please rate, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, remember, aim small, miss small.